Okay, I think we're live. Are we live? Hello, everybody. Just give some people a few minutes to see if they want to come on. Thanks, Liv. Okay. Excuse me. So, welcome to our Whisky Wednesday video this week. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Daniel and I'm the Murray McDavid brand ambassador. This is my first solo Whisky Wednesday, so hopefully everything goes to plan. Okay, it's a nice little backdrop here, full of all our nice Murray McDavids, and I was just hoping to talk you guys through some nice ones. Okay, so feel free to chime in with any comments or any questions, and I will do my best to answer them. Or I do have my tech support in the room, Liv, and she will jump in if I don't see anything. Okay, so I wanted to kind of touch base on our brand new UK exclusives, which hit the ground running. It has been absolutely fantastically received, and yeah, I mean, we've basically sold out of them all already, which is fantastic. And I've only got tiny little bits left to taste. But personal favourite has got to be this Glen Spey. Okay, and I'm a little bit biased when it comes to casks. I love Pedro Jimenez sherry casks. I just find that you get this sort of like chocolate note from a Pedro Jimenez cask that you just don't get anywhere else, and for me it's just fantastic. So you'll find out that this one really is my favourite when I show you the bottle, because there really is very little left. Okay, but I'll pour myself one and we will talk our way through it. And once again, guys, feel free to chime in and let me know what it is you guys are dramming this Whisky Wednesday. And if you can beat a PX finished Glen Spey, I'll be very, very impressed. But no. On the nose, you get this kind of like mocha sort of spice going on, and almost like, I want to say like caramel sauce, which is pretty specific. Oh, it's just fantastic. And then give it a little taste. And it's just bursting with fruits, like really, really big, heavy fruits. Chocolate. That's that Pedro Jimenez cask giving you that nice thick chocolate note. But I wouldn't call it like a dark chocolate. It's like a milk chocolate, which is, it's just a sensational thing to find in a whiskey. It really is. Oh. Gorgeous. And then while I'm nursing this away, I just thought I would mention some of the other UK exclusives that we had out. So another personal favourite is the Mission Gold, this release, which is our Lacheg. It's 21 years old and it's been finished off in a Margaux wine cask. And that does some pretty sensational things to whiskey. I mean, when you're talking Margaux wine, you get this sort of big floral notes. On the palate of this one, there's like a nice juicy toffee apple. And it's also, due to the age and the spirit that's been used, it's quite an oily texture, thick, oily texture. And you've got, obviously it's a peated spirit, so you've got those sort of bonfire smokes coming through, which is just, it's really a fantastic sipper for an evening. Yeah. And that one's been bottled at 57.4%, so it really does have quite a bite. And if we have time, I will be pouring myself one of those later on as well. Yeah, and these are some of our other releases that have been going on right now. Personal favourite from this release has got to be this Glengarry in Tokai. So before I started with Murray McDavid, I will not lie to you guys, I had never heard of Tokai wine in my entire life. For those of you who were in the same boat as me, it is a Hungarian dessert wine, really thick, viscous white wine. And honestly, I can't believe the stuff that it does to whiskey. These casks, envelop these whiskies with like, I want, like, my tasting notes for it is eucalyptus, but I've been told that we can't write that on a bottle, basically. Okay, but it's like that sort of like viscosity going on, which is pretty cool. We've also got some fantastic grain whiskies going around right now. So it's another PX cask, but it's an 11-year-old Garvin. Once again, before my time at Murray McDavid, in my opinion, grain whiskey had to be 20 years plus to be enjoyable. And it was just due to my experiences. I've never tasted a grain whiskey that was even remotely enjoyable younger than 20 years old. But honestly, that Garvin has really made a believer out of me. If you find a bottle of it, buy it and taste it, because it will change your perception of grain whiskey forever. Yeah. And once again, I'm a bit biased because that is a PX cask, and as we know, I love PX casks. So, this weekend, myself and Dean Jode, who you all know very well, are attending Whisky Live, which is a massive event down in London. We're all very, very excited about it. And yeah, so there's a trade event on Friday, and then it's the big bad event on Saturday, where there's going to be loads and loads of people, loads and loads of stalls, loads of nice whiskies to try. And some of the stuff we're taking down to try with us is fantastic. So if you are going along to Whisky Live, please come along and say hello. I'll be delighted to come and say hi. Okay. Oh, it's just absolutely gorgeous. Moving on from Whisky Live, we also have the Spirit of Speyside Festival coming up, and that's a very, very exciting time for any spirits company, or whisky company. So, and it's also got a special place in my heart as I'm from Speyside myself, so I'm looking forward to seeing everybody there and, just rekindling old relationships, seeing everybody from the other places that I've worked, seeing all my old favourite drams, my new favourite drams, and all the events that I've seen sound absolutely fantastic. There's a couple of events that we're doing that I really wish that I could go to myself. One of which is definitely our Colburn tour. So there's a Colburn tour of our whisky warehouses at Colburn. You can come along to one of those, and you'll either get me or Dean or Amanda, and we're going to take you guys around. We'll show you our amazing whisky warehouses, which when I first set foot in them, I was flabbergasted. I cannot find another word to describe it. I mean, there was almost, I think it's 95 different spirits underneath that one roof, which is just absolutely insane. I think there's only like 150 odd functioning distilleries in Scotland. So, I mean, actually going along and seeing 95 of these things under one roof, it's unbelievable to see. And we've got everything from wine casks to bourbon casks, sherry casks. There's absolutely everything under there to see. There's even some bespoke casks that you wouldn't get to see otherwise. And yeah, I would really, really highly recommend grabbing a Colburn tour. And obviously you'll get to spend some time with me, so that'll be fun. Another one that we're doing is Drams from the Cask. So that will also be at our Colburn Whisky Warehouses. But it's a little bit more of a special experience where we'll take you around. You'll still get, talk through the history of the distillery and all that. And basically, we're going to crack open some casks and pour some drams from the casks with a valanche. And that is a pretty special experience that you can really take home and cherish forever. Actually tasting these whiskies straight out of the cask is an unbelievable experience, and the novelty really doesn't wear off even when you're doing it for a job. Another thing that we're running on is a blending exercise. So that will be with my good friend Dean Jode, and hopefully I can get involved with that as well. But you'll be taught how to blend your own whiskey, basically, which is another fantastic experience. And the only thing that could sweeten that deal is once you've made this fantastic whiskey that you love because it's made to your preference, you'll be sent home with a bottle of it. So that's pretty cool. You can become a whiskey maker for a day. Yeah. And Then there's also a tasting masterclass that's going on that, I mean, perfectly honest, I will be seeing if I can get some free time to take part, because it's an old and rare masterclass, and some of the stuff on the set list is absolutely sensational, and I really, really want to try them. Yeah. There we go. Oh man, no, that Glen Spey is just absolutely sensational. It is a school night though, so I have to take it easy and pour some small drams. Absolutely lovely. There is like quite a strong coffee note in that whiskey, which is really, really pleasant. I wouldn't quite call it a breakfast dram, but it's getting that way. Okay. Another thing we can touch base upon is our cask draft series. So I know we've been talking about these for a very long time, but exciting stuff is happening with Caskcraft, as Caskcraft 2.0 is imminent. It's a very, very exciting time, and the response we've had on the first batch has been absolutely incredible. It is big shoes to fill for Mr. Jude, and he's not nervous one bit, but I suppose I could pour myself a small dram of Caskcraft. This one that I'm drinking here is the Marsala finished Caskcraft. So this is Crofton Gale, and which is just peated Loch Lomond, and it's been matured. Well, it's been finished off in Marsala wine. So the flavour profile is very, very basic, just smoky and fruity. That's what we're looking for, as you can see, just on the bottle here, smoky and fruity. Yeah, and honestly, I don't like to big up Dean Jode too much, but he really did hit the nail on the head with this one. When you nose it, it's just bursting with fruits, and then you get that sort of peatiness through. And then on the taste, it's really, really peaty at the start, and then once you kind of cut through that peat, the big burst of like fresh fruits really, really comes through, and it really is just a sensational dram. Honestly, when I first tasted this one, I was very, very skeptical about it. It took me kind of 2 or 3 sips, and then eventually I kind of was like, yeah, no, this is really, really good. And now that we've got it, it's fantastic, and it really is great to see them doing so well. And I'm very, very excited for the next release. But I can't divulge too much about the next release because Dean will hurt me. Oh, absolutely sensational. Yeah. So, does anybody have any questions coming through? What's everybody dramming tonight? What's your idea of a perfect malt to mature in our PX casks? That's from Mr. Dean Jode. Perfect malt to mature in a PX cask. Oh, something I would love to see done in PX is a big sort of meaty spirit, like Glendronach. Like a Glendronach done in PX, I think would taste absolutely fantastic. It's something that's done primarily in Oloroso as well. So to kind of test the waters with a PX Glendronach, I would really, really enjoy that. But we'll have to chat to Ben and see if we can get a hold of some Glendronach spirit. Okay. Anybody else want to chime in? Oh, you know how I feel about Mortlock, Mr. Jode. A Mortlock PX would be fantastic. I've tasted a couple of Mortlock PXs, and I know that we've got one in the warehouse somewhere, but I feel like you've got that under locks. I will get out from you at some point. Oh man, the fruits in that Crofton Gale cutting through the peat is just, it really is a nice experience. Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to go for another one or not. I feel like I should probably talk a little bit about that Lechaig that I described so greatly. But we've also got the new branding for the Mission Gold, which I really do think is sensational. When this bottle is full, it looks a lot better, but I've only got an empty one. And this one is bottled at 57%, so I did take it easy with the pour, and it's a school day tomorrow. So with your Lachaic spirit, it is a peated spirit, so you're looking for, on the nose, there's sort of like there's like a smoky fruit, but I'm not quite pegging what it is. I'll have a look at Mr. Jode's tasting notes. What do they say? A smoky strawberry. The power of suggestion. That's all I can smell now. But no, it's very floral. What event am I looking forward to most at this year's Spirit of Speyside? I mean, honestly, it's got to be the Drams Under the Stars. Mostly because I'm hosting them, so it's a very, very exciting time for me. But the idea of just having a very, very large group of people in the middle of nowhere with a massive bonfire and unlimited whiskey, it does just really, really tickle my fancy. So it will be good. And there is rumours of me cracking out a guitar around the bonfire. So if anybody wants to tune into that, you've got to buy your tickets soon because they will sell out. What dram would you recommend to those new to whiskey? If you're looking to kind of start drinking whiskey and kind of explore lots and lots of different flavours, I really would recommend going for something in our cask craft range. The price point on them is quite low for the whiskey that you're getting inside, and it really, really allows you to explore all these new flavours, like the Madeira finish and the Marsala finish. Like these kind of finishing casks really, really utilise completely different flavours. So working your way through that series is a really good way to kind of work out the different things that you like in a dram, if that makes sense. So I would recommend going for a cask craft series, or something that is kind of like a normal dram that you see all over the place, so that you can kind of develop that sort of love for whiskey, like a sort of like an Aberlour 10 or a Tamdhu 12 or something like that. These are all really, really good drams to start out drinking whiskey on. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to give this Margot a try. Oh, no, I'm not. Our award-winning cask craft range. Yes. So we entered a competition with the cask craft, and our cask craft Glen Elgin. Unfortunately, I do not have one at my flat right now. But the cask craft Glen Elgin peated finish, it scored a gold medal, which is absolutely fantastic. So that peated finish, it's not actually peated spirit inside, it's from Glen Elgin distillery, so that's actually a Speyside distillery, so it's quite a fruity, sweet spirit. But we matured it in ex-Kalila casks, so that ex-Kalila cask has got quite a heavy peated influence in the wood already due to maturing the Kalila spirit. So it's a very, very subtle influence onto the Glen Elgin spirit, and it's smoking citrus. And once again, Mr. Jode, you nailed that one, because the smoking citrus is exactly what you get. Okay, I'm going to finally try this. Oh, it's more smoky than I was expecting it to be, actually. That is lovely. Big heavy peat, sort of like bonfire smoke. There's a bit of maybe apple coming through in that. And you're finishing off sort of floral, spicy, sort of like an oaky wood spice. And that is a fantastic dram. I'm not going to lie, the nose on that is absolutely sensational. Please, if anybody has these at home and you're about to nose it for the first time, just think of that smoky strawberry, because it really is all I'm getting. Which really is a fantastic note to find in a whiskey. Wow. No. Can the last 30 minutes of the festival sessions get challenging? Have you got any examples you could share? I mean, sometimes festivals can be challenging. Sometimes people can get a little bit too merry, I will say, towards the end of the festival. And especially with Spirit of Speyside Festival, you have, as an exhibitor, you've been going for basically a week straight towards the end of the festival. So you do tend to start like kind of decline, but no, it's really is a fantastic time. Spirit of Speyside. The whole week is just packed full of fun. Everybody from Speyside and from all the companies that are working, they're all just there to make sure that all the guests are having a fantastic time. It really is just so nice to see a community come together like that, just to really promote itself and make sure that everybody wants to come back because it is such a fantastic week. I love Spirit of Speyside Festival. It really is one of the best weeks of the year. Yeah. But as for a challenging story, I do remember one time I was doing a wine service for a table. I was just a waiter. I was very young during Speyside Festival, and there was maybe about 18 people, 19 people on the table. So I had a tray and I was doing service, and there was just glasses all the way around the tray. And I was kind of like going one. And then somebody talked to me, and I looked up and I started answering their question. And I just didn't realise the tray just kind of tipping. So all the glasses went crashing down. I went like that to try and catch them all, and they all just smashed in my arm. And it was not a good experience. I just dropped to my knees and started to apologise to everyone. But no, Spirit of Speyside is a fantastic time, and I promise I will not break a glass on anybody this year. Okay. Oh my gosh. So has anybody watching bought any tickets for events, anything like that? Anybody got any questions about events they'd like to go to? Anybody specifically want to come on a tour with me at Colburn? Julia, I'll see you there. Perfect. I think that gets you an extra dram for partaking. Yeah. You just cursed it, Dan. No, it's going to be fine, Dean, I promise. But no. Yeah, no, it's I've learned from my mistakes, Melissa. As a must-go for the Whisky Festival, Jordan is definitely the Drams and the Stars. It really is going to be a fantastic event. Another one that I would really love for everybody to go to is that blending experience. I really feel that blending experience is a really massive opportunity. I hear the blending workshop is going to be epic. Yes, the blending workshop is going to be absolutely epic. I mean, how many opportunities do you get to be a whiskey maker for a day? Create your own blend to your own specs. You know, that's a pretty fantastic thing to get to do. And then we're going to send you away with your own blend. You know, it's a pretty cool experience. Yeah. And I mean, honestly, I would recommend all the events, to be quite honest. I mean, the old and rare masterclass as well, that's something I would really love to go to. If I have free time, Mr. Joe, I will be partaking. But I can't see me having any free time, if I'm honest. But no, I'd love to drip feed you guys some of the old and rare masterclasses. But Mr. Joe just kept the line up pretty close to his chest. Any other questions, guys? Oh man, 21-year-old Lacheg on a Wednesday night. That is a good way to break your week up. Okay, guys, well, I think that's going to wrap up the Whisky Live for this week. Stay tuned next week. And if you have any questions, please come and post them on Instagram. Come and send us a message, anything you like. Please get your tickets for Spirit of Speyside because they will sell out. And we want to see everybody there that wants to be there. So thanks very much for listening. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye.